But anyhow, I wanted to have that there because this session, again, for those just joining us, are some people who are, have come in to see about Notebook. We're glad you're here. And if you haven't been with us much, hope you enjoy. Hope you will maybe come back sometime. Although we are getting to the end, want to remind you that next Sunday night is the night that Mr. Laurie will be joining us, and he'll be updating us on what's coming up next year, he said. So, and maybe a little review of some of the good things that have gone on this year. So hopefully you'll join us. Now, but if you need or want to do penance and want to review this webinar, we do record them and we do put them out on the Teacher Resource Center webpage. So they'll be out there Tuesday or Wednesday, so you can check it out again if you need to. But anyhow, we're glad you're here, and with that, we're going to get started. Okay, and let me just, again, Raj is not with us tonight. He had a family situation, family get-together or something, and would like to, again, wish all of the mothers out there a very happy Mother's Day. But so what I was going to say is that the situation is gets a little more complex because if you have a question and wish to send it to me or raise your hand or something, quite often I won't be able to see that because I'm involved in talking about something. So if there is a question or a concern, don't hesitate to send me an email or put it in the survey. And with that, let me explain two things, if I may, for those people who haven't joined us. First of all, if you have not fully opened your browser, you will appear on the record as being inattentive. We try to give credit, and I don't think they're going to hassle you much, but I see 3 or 4 people whose browsers are not fully open. That's that top right-hand corner, that little square, that opens it up, the little open square. So if you would, click on that so your browser is completely open. Okay, a couple of people have done it, and there's still a couple of people who haven't. That's just for your own sake, and thank you for doing that. Next, 1 hour after the show is over, you will receive an email that says a thank you for attending email, and we do thank you for attending. But we ask you to open that email because inside is a very short 1 or 2 minute survey that we would like you to take. Let us know what you think. If you have questions, if you have concerns, that's a good place to provide us with some feedback and some questions that we'll try to get back to you with. Okay? And with that, I think we're going to get started. Now, having said that, we're going to talk tonight about Notebook. Notebook is a program that comes with the smart boards, and I think, again, we've been talking about the fact that it's underutilized a lot, and probably for the reason that people really haven't been shown what it can do or trained in how to use it, and they haven't seen some of the great things that it can do to help you. So tonight we'd like to take some time to just give you a very brief overview because quite frankly there's so much here that we can't do it in 1 hour. What we'll try to do is give you some information so that you can go in there and play on your own, learn on your own, practice on your own, and learn some new things. And also, Raj and I have talked about this summer offering some classes on Notebook where you can go into it more deeply in things that you are interested in. So if you are interested in any of those classes, please do let us know. If you're interested in something, if you're interested in a notebook, or if you're interested in some other subject, please again let us know for that too. In your little window, there is a download that you can download, a handout. It is a very short PDF with about 4 or 5 or 6 sites, I don't remember exactly, I'll show you later, that you might want to take a look at because they have more information, ideas about Notebook that you might wish to be able to use and utilize. Also, I think I put down at the bottom, yes, I think I did, there is on YouTube, always on YouTube, a lot of really great short videos that can help you with it too. And with that, Notebook. Well, I was telling Dave at the beginning of the show, over the week and weekend, I created this Notebook presentation on my school laptop, got it all ready, and then about 7 o'clock tonight I said, I've never tried putting my school laptop on the GoToWebinar. So I tried to open the webinar with it, and for some reason there's some issues. So I had to switch everything over very, very quickly to my Surface Pro. So what you're viewing right now is a smart notebook. This version is the latest one, 18.2. Some of you, if you go into your school laptops, I think it'll range from 16.2 to 18.2. They're all very similar, and they just have some updates that make them a little bit more. They add in some new things, okay? But what we're going to do tonight is show you the basic things that probably many of you still have 16.2, so we won't show you any of the fancy things from 18. And again, if you have any questions as you're going through, don't hesitate to give me an email or something like that, and we'll be very glad to help you. Okay, now Notebook software is, I'm going to say this, somewhat similar to PowerPoint in a sense, okay, because it's sort of a presentation software, but it has a great deal more, and it can be done very, very quickly. And they've added, as we'll show you a little bit later, a lot of tools, programs that you can use right with them, and you don't have to create them as you would in PowerPoint. So you might want to take a look at some of those. We'll show you them in just a bit. Anyhow, now there are some major parts to Notebook, and let's start out with that. Let's start out at the top. The top, these words across the top, file, edit, and so forth, these are basically called the menu. Okay, we have this, they call this the toolbar. In Office 365, I think that's called the ribbon. And over to the left, we have some tabs. And when we click on the various tabs, it opens things inside this column. Okay? This is our workspace. And with that, let's take a look. Now, one nice thing about Notebook is it can interact a little bit. By that I mean, let's go to File and just take a look at a few of the things. Now, most of us know New and Open. Import. This is kind of interesting. If you click on Import, I'm going to hit No on this for right now. It may cancel my other one. It will show you some of the PowerPoints that I have. And it will automatically translate a PowerPoint to a notebook. Having said that, I've done several of them this week, and they're not done 100% perfectly. But if you have a PowerPoint and for some reason you wish to change it to a notebook, you don't have to go through the whole process. It'll save you a lot of time. So you can import it, okay? And basically, you can, these are other, you're probably not familiar with Prometheum. That's another type of smart board. And we're not really familiar with those. So basically, if we want, we could import, go to File, Import PowerPoint, okay? We can also, once we have a notebook presentation, and we'll show you some later, I hope, created, we can export them in different ways. If you want, web page probably we don't have to worry about. But image file, if I click this, it would take each of these pages right here and create a JPEG or whatever and save it in my pictures for me. So if you wanted the as pictures, you could do that. Look at this. You can export this as a PowerPoint. You can translate it back to a PowerPoint if you want. You can export it. You can create a PDF file with it, a portable document file. The last one, I didn't know either. It's a CAD file format, and I don't think we're going to worry about that, okay? And even the optimized smartboard notebook file, I tried to find out what that meant, and I found no information, so I'm not going to worry about that either, okay? Okay, in File, there's one other thing that you might want to consider. If you go to File, there's a thing called Time Saves. If you want, you can have the program automatically save your presentation, which might be a good idea. Right now I have it, don't save it automatically, but you can have it saved maybe every 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, however you like. Okay, and those are a couple of the things in File that are a little bit different. Now, going across Edit, we're not going to worry about too much. You know, we can, these are mostly the same things that you'll find in programs like Word and the various Office and other programs. But in View, we have some things here. You know, if you're showing a notebook, you can show it on your smartboard screen. You may not want to have all of that stuff around it, and you can hit full screen. And you'll see that you now have a full screen. Down here, it's very much like the PowerPoint presentations, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to get out of it, I just hit Escape and I'm out of it, okay? Full screen. Transparent mode is kind of interesting. Now that doesn't look like anything, but 1, 2, 3, it's showing, let's see if, you can't see the, oh there it is, 3 is a lot. There's 2. See, it's showing the the notebook in a transparent mode. Again, I don't know if it'll be interesting, you know, good for you. One thing that you might wish is down a little bit, you know what? This is called the screen shade, okay? And if you click this, you'll get a shade here. And this is kind of good if you have a slide that you don't want to show all at once. You want to show part at a time. You can do it this way, or you can show it this way, okay? And you will find that
screen shade,
yes.
Screen shade, Gene, I've used that in my class with our Journeys program has warm-ups that are like riddles.
Okay.
And so I've typed the riddle onto a page in the notebook software, and then I use a screen shade to cover the answer to the riddle, so they can read it on the notebook, you know, when they come into class, and then they discuss it. Mm-hmm. And then afterwards, I use the screen shade like a reveal for the answer to the riddle. But
cool.
But yeah, it's a useful little tool.
Yeah,
it's also good for especially for younger classrooms with younger students, just getting them to focus their attention on
exactly. Exactly.
one bit of information that you have on a page of a lot of stuff. So
sure.
But anyways, I just wanted to jump in with that.
Please do, Dave. Thank you. Yes. Okay. And Dave is going to be helping us out, so I'm very, very happy for that. As I was going to say, most of these commands, directions, and so forth is we have, remember we were talking in the view, we have this shade here. You say that's kind of a pain having to go there. Many of them are in several places. And if you go here, you'll notice this little screen shade right here. See? It's here as well. Okay, very, very quickly again, going down here, there's one thing that I'm going to recommend that you don't use because Windows has a better version. Okay, there's a screen capture toolbar, and just to click on it, it'll, I think, where is it? Okay, there it is. You can capture, like if you have something on your screen behind this notebook that you want to capture and put on here, a picture, a part of a picture, a part of a page, you can do that. And it works pretty well. But quite frankly, we prefer the clipping tool that snipping tool that Windows has built right into it. And if you don't know about that, let me know and I'll show you how to get that on your screen, because that's so much easier. It's going to tell me there's a better one, I know, but if you do this, see, and you can just see, snipping tool. I'm not going to say that. Anyhow, so much for the view. Insert, we can do all kinds of different inserts, but many of these measurement tools, things like this, are from the other tools that you'll find over here. The one that you may not find is a thing called Internet Browser. And notice if you do this, you get a browser basically built here. And you can go down here and you'll get on that page, you'll see now the Internet Browser. And when you go to the page, it will bring up that particular web page. Okay? And that's in the Insert Internet Browser. Pretty cool. A lot of these other links, sound tables, we'll be taking a look at those a little bit later, because they're in other places just as well. Format, again, don't even have to go through that, because most of these are in either the text portion or in the, well, when we get into the gallery, you'll see some more of them. Add-ons, well, they're kind of down a little bit later. We'll show you those too, okay? So those are the kind of things that you see on the menu. Now, let's just go back to this page here. Nice clean page. Toolbar is pretty simple and it works very easy. Let me just show you real quickly, so most of you can figure it out, but a few of the things may be of a little bit quizzical or puzzling. First of all, this is just how to page through your slides, okay? All right. Of course, this is go back a step. See, I just went back a step. I had put that Internet Browser on. By going backwards, I just took it off. One thing I like about it, let's see if I can do it. No, it won't work with this. Okay. If you click on an object, notice this little red X. How many times have you wanted to delete an object, wanted to delete something, and you have to go and then hit right click, then delete or something like that? Boom, takes it right out. And if you do delete something accidentally, you can always undo it, put it back. Down here, we have add a page. I just added a page down at the bottom. This is delete a page. Over here, I can click on that and it's gone. They still have the little disk here as a save. I wonder how many kids even would recognize what that thing is if they were asked what it was. Okay, and again, here is the shade. If you want to put in a table, and these are kind of useful. They do come in useful later. You can do this. You can do typing in here very easily. You can drag pictures, put pictures in here. So later on, you might want to use tables in here, and we'll show you how to do that. Add to things and take things out. Let me back out here. Okay. The things down below here, these are measurement tools, and I'm not going to go through them now, but you might want to take a look at them if you're teaching math. And there are some really good things that you can do with them. Okay. And again, view screens. These are basically the same thing that we were talking about in view, except, you can look at the entire page and things like that. You can play with that. Don't want to spend a whole lot of time showing. Now, the next thing going across says assessments. What is assessments? Okay, you do have to sign in, create a student. Notebook is trying to has set up a kind of thing that is somewhat similar on a very low level to Teams, where you can actually create assessments and forms and send them out to your students. Won't go into that because it's done much easier using forms, if you're familiar with that, on Office 365. And if you're not, boy, that's a great little tool, and maybe you'd like to take a look at it sometime. And Teams also in Office 365. Now, activities. Come on, do things for me here. If you click on it, again, boy, there. Welcome to activities. You'll see that these activities are very similar to some activities over here, okay? So we really don't have to worry about that too much, okay? And these are add-ons. You'll see some of these add-ons, and again, these are something we won't really work with tonight. A line bottom, a line left, a line top, a line. You can do some alignment. You can add on the GeoGebra widget, and I'm not even sure how that works. And these are concept maps that might be good for taking a look at. But again, things that are in here, there's so much in here that you can use. Okay, now just going to show you very quickly. These are the pens and the text portion and the shapes. We'll show you that in a minute. But over on the right, you'll see two little things here. The little up and down just moves things up and down. If you would rather have the toolbar on the bottom, you can do that. I prefer it on the top, to be honest with you. And this one will show you a number of different actions that you might want to, or tools, so forth, that you might want to add to your toolbar. For example, if I used this internet browser a lot, I could drag it up here and put it right here, and there it is. Okay? If I didn't want it, I can drag it back. It might leave a space there. Yeah, say it might leave that space there, but that's okay. We won't worry about that right now. But again, these are some of the other things that you could, if you want, put in. You might, if you use your smart document camera, you might want to put that in there. That would be a useful little tool to add. Okay, that's basically the stuff that you can use. How do we use it? And what do we do? Well, we put things on the workspace, okay? How do we do it? Well, let me start out by going back to page 1. You'll notice I have a 1 there and it's in red. How did I get it there? Very simply. And here's a thing that you must remember and you'll forget it and go crazy a number of times. See this little arrow here, the select? You nearly have to be there all the time to do anything. I'll show you what I mean by that. If you're trying to do something and you can't do it, make sure you have the select arrow selected. Having said that, let's take a look at the pins. Okay, this opens up another little screen to the right. And if you click here, you'll have a number of pen types. Some of them are fairly simple, just the regular pen, okay? But there are some really cool ones down here. Creative pen, okay? You'll see that doesn't look too much, but when we pick something over here, oh, that's a little different. Creative. Crayons, highlighters, not bad, but hang on. Now, what I want to do is get rid of this stuff. Notice I can't go, I can't go back here. I'm having some trouble. Let me see if I can get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, going back to the pens. Okay, going back to these, let me show you the text pen. This is kind of cool. Let's see if I can do this. Well, it got the H. Okay, I'm not doing a real good job with it. Now, you know what? Let's see if it'll work with this. Nah, my pen isn't working. Okay, let's try. But what it does, hey, see that? Picks up the text. That's pretty cool.
I will say too, Gene, sorry to jump in again. I just
please do. Yeah, please do anytime.
This tool. Obviously, when most people are using this tool, you're using the pen.
Yes.
That's part of your smartboard in your classroom, and it is pretty good at picking up. If your handwriting is obviously it's a lot easier to write with that pen on the board, and it's pretty good at identifying letters if you make them close to
well, you saw that my hello was pretty bad, and it did pick it up. And
that's
once
there,
still
gets most of it.
Yeah. Now here's the thing that I was telling you. Notice I have the pen still. If I wanted to do something, see, I'm trying to get in there and I can't. I'm going, what the heck? Well, it won't. You have to go back up here, and now you can go back into here, and it gets frustrating every now and then when you forget to go back into there. Anyhow, these are some of the pens that you can use. There's also down at the bottom a shape recognition pen. I don't know how often you'd use that, but pretty good.
Oh no, it's great. It's great for like when you're doing math, like
okay,
you draw a rough shape and it turns it into an exact shape.
See, yeah.
So you can quickly create, especially like if you're teaching geometry. You can quickly create, a presentation, or you're having a discussion about shapes. You can draw them, and it's pretty good at straightening out the lines and angles.
Okay. And again, it's not going. If you draw something,
and again too, I know you went quickly over it too, but I love that highlighter tool, because a lot of the ways that I use the smartboard, I'll have text that I've already written that I want to, like information that I want already typed onto the text. And then I'm using that I'm just using that highlighter to bring their attention to some portion of the, the notes or whatever I've already created ahead of time. So.
Absolutely. Yeah. Thank you. And again, Dave, please, you're in the classroom using this. So if you have any hints and things like that, very, very useful.
Yeah.
Okay.
One thing for writing too, and you're probably going to get to it, but if when you get to the section where you look at the tab on the left there that has the
yes.
that has the templates and things.
Yes.
When you get to that, there are some paper templates that you can pull onto the screen that look just like notebook paper. So it makes it a lot easier if you're writing, you know, with handwriting, to write in a way that's that looks a little neater for presentation's sake.
Oh, sure. That's true. Yeah, and thank you again. And
they even have paper that's lined, like for I teach second grade, so they have paper that has like a dashed midline for students that are learning concepts about print and handwriting and stuff. So
okay, yeah, thank you. And again, please don't hesitate. Now, okay, those are the pens. Again, the shapes you can probably figure out. They have different shapes, and you click here, you can see what they are. This bucket is just a fill bucket. Let me just show you how that works. If I pick, for example, well, let's go to the next page. I have a clean page here. Okay, I've drawn a circle, and I wish to fill it. I can fill it. I can pick a color. Okay, and then hit there, and it's full. Why do I want to do that? Now, notice I still have that fill there. I have to go back to this thing. Dave mentioned before using that screen shade to cover an answer. Here's another way of doing it. Having a text written and then create a shape, and you can do this and then just pull it off if you need that to show an answer. It's another way of doing it, but again, just another thing. We have an eraser that can erase things. It does not erase. Now, how shall I put this? There are things and there are objects. Once something becomes an object and you get this little line around it and so forth, it's not easy to erase. I don't think you can erase those. See, if I did this, see, it won't erase. These are now objects that I've put there. You can erase drawings in pencil, like your pens and things like that, because they're not objects. You'll see as you play with it how that works. Now, the next thing, let's go down to another page here. Text. Notice text. When you click on this again, here it is. The easiest way, you don't have to do, put in a text block like you would in PowerPoint or anything. Just double click. I just double click. And whatever size, I have Arial 36. I can pick the bold if you want a color, okay? And you can then just type whatever you want. And again, you probably can figure out how that works very easily. One thing I will show you now over here is a thing called the properties, okay? This little A here. And if you click here, this brings up the properties. In the fill effects, notice it's up here as well. It's called transparency. If you wanted that, but you didn't want it quite as dark, say you can fade it out and so forth. Again, something for you to play with. We'll show you this properties a little bit more later. Okay. And let's go back to our page. Okay. So, by the way, this little at the top, I think you probably know that. You can do that. You can move your text wherever you want. And now you can do a lot of things with your text. Let's just take a look at the text. First of all, you're looking at a pretty white screen right now, and that's kind of probably a little hard on the eyes. If you want very easily to put a background color in, we can later on show you some pages and themes that you can pick up from the gallery, but right now you can set a background fill. Over here you have no fill, solid fill. I'm going to pick something, let's see if we can pick something fairly light, Okay, you can click on that. Maybe a light green. Okay. Okay, now we have a light green. But anyhow, you can do that. Okay. And again, to get back to your pages, click on the page tab. Okay, now once you have that, you can right or click on that little arrow at the top. You can do a number of things. Okay. Check the spelling, lock. If you're doing a page that, notice you can move this all over, that you're going to have the students use. The students may accidentally come up and grab it and move it. So you don't want that to happen. If you don't want that to be moved, you can go in here and lock. Okay? Just leave that lock. There are a number of locks in there, and you can take a look at them as well. Okay? Notice there are other, lock to, pencil tool, eraser, pencil tool. If you know, and as soon as you do that, you get a pencil. See? Okay? Lots of weird things, nice things you can do with it. Oops, clicked on the wrong thing, didn't I? Got to click on this. Okay, and I'm going to take that out. Okay, now I'm going to go back here. And again, once you're here, anytime you need a new block, you can just pick a new block. There are a lot of other things that you can do here. See, I wasn't in there. Why do I keep going there? Oh, that's because I have it locked there, right? See, I'm going to have to click there and just take that unlock. I'm going to unlock that now. So sometimes when you lock things to a certain activity, it will do that when you're trying to get into manipulate it. Okay, text. Yeah, there is a lot more, you know, the centering, aligning, and so forth. This will show you some strike throughs, subscripts, superscripts, even some formulas if you want to insert symbols, things like that. Check your spelling, things like that. This little thing is kind of cool. Okay, you can do that, or let me undo that. I think you can just do it this way if you like. Okay, so you can do that now. So we've gone across this toolbar pretty well. Let's get into the real stuff now. How do you create stuff, and where is the stuff I can use? Okay, let me get down here. Here's page 3. I'm just going to move this over out of the way. Along here you will find some tabs, and these tabs you will find are very, very useful. First one is, you can't see it. Wow, is that small? I'm so sorry. It's the gallery tab. You probably can't even see that, and I don't know if I can make it bigger. Oh, in the world. I'm sorry. That's a little bit bigger that way, but I can't make the text any bigger. Wow. And I've tried the Control Plus. That doesn't work either on here. Anyhow, this is the gallery. Okay, let me just show you, if I can. You're going to have to do this. Up on top there is a thing right there that's called My Content. All right? Okay? My Content is a place where you can save items. So if you have a picture, maybe you got a picture from the internet, you put it on a page, and you say, boy, I can use that in other shows and other notebook presentations or on other pages without copying, pasting. What you can do is just, grab this, drag it, put it right there, and now you'll see that I have a picture right here in My Content. It's just a folder where you save stuff. Works out very nicely. Now, oh boy, this is terrible, and I am so sorry. I don't know why. That's a little bit bigger, but I do apologize. I don't know why that's so small on this version. Here is the gallery. There's under my content, there's a thing that's called Gallery Essentials. And if you click on it, there's a plus. And if you click on it, it will show you some essentials for various topics, such as, well, the English, arts, history, math, so forth. And going down, you'll find all the way down to sports and recreation. You know, they're the kind of pictures and things that you might want to use. But it's easier to just go up to, this is the search box up here, and search for something. One hint about searching: if you're going to search for something, the simplest way to search, I've found out, is to do it in the singular. Like if you want computers, don't put computers. Just type in computer. Okay? Then down below, it will open up. It'll say, you can't read, and again, I'm so sorry, you can't read that. Pictures, interactives, notebook presence, and backgrounds and themes. Okay, let's just take a look at the pictures. And these are what they propped up for. Did I type in computer there? I didn't do that. I apologize. And then tell it to search. Okay, now I'm sorry. There we go. There's some computers. Now, if you were looking for a computer picture to put on here, we can just take a picture, say, okay, we want this. Just drag it in, and there it is. You don't have to do anything else except drag it in. Now, once you've dragged it in, you can, of course, with those lines around it, make it bigger, smaller, move it around, okay? And you also have the option of that little arrow with a lot of things that you can do about it. Okay? Now, let me just get it. I had to move a thing out of my way here. Some of them are cut, copy, paste, delete. Yeah, right. Infinite cloner? What's that? Well, let me show you. There's a clone at the top, but what if you want to make like, let's make this a little bit smaller. And if you wanted, say, a line of computers down there. Now, notice it says infinite cloner. Okay, when I do that, you can't see it, but there is now a little infinity symbol up here, which means that it's now an infinite cloner. I can just grab it and make as many of these silly things as I want to. Okay? I'm going to turn that off. Okay? You have to turn it off, and see right there, and turn it off. Now I'm going to also back out of some of those, if you don't mind. Okay, so we have that. Now, let me show you a background. Let me get a background in here again. Background fill, solid fill, something light, gray is good. Okay, what's nice about the pictures from here is that I've got the cloner going again, don't I? Yep, I do. I got to undo it. There is no white square around it. We're going to show you that in a minute, and I just got off my page, didn't I? Go back to page 3. Okay. You can also do a number of things with this. You can use this in a number of ways. For example, if you're here, you can do a link. What do you want to link it to? Well, notice that you can link it to a web page. Okay, there's the web page, Google. And down below, I can launch that link by either putting a little corner icon in or an object, or right on the object itself. I like the corner link because if I have to go back and change things, sometimes it's a little bit hard to get into the picture because every time you click on it, it goes to the link. So I'm going to do this, and I don't know if you can see it, but down here is a little tiny, you notice the finger, link. And when I click that, it opens Google for me. Okay? Okay, the link. Okay, we can also do other kinds of links. We can link into a page in this file. Okay, I'm going to hit page 5 again. And if I do this, oops, where are we here? It goes to the page right there, page 5, which is a 4. Okay, all right. Another link. A link that might be very useful is the one that says, there says a file on this computer or a current attachment. Let me explain that. If you wished the kids to click on this and go to, say, a certain file, open a file, a story to read, a test to take, or something to do, fill in, you can link it to that. The only problem is if you use file on this computer and you give this notebook, put it in on the student's computer, the file isn't there. So what you need to do is to use link current attachment. Now, what's a current attachment? Over here, our next tab down is a thing called current attachment. And these are files that you can use and link to. Okay, let me just get what I'm going to do. I'm lazy. Okay, I've got a small one here, don't I? Let me make this a little bigger so you can see it. Okay, there it is. All right, what if there's a file. I just drag it right in. Huh. Usually you can just drag it right in. Should be in there. It's saying it's doing it. Let's see if it is. Huh. Doesn't want to put the file in. That's very strange. I'm sorry. Well, we'll try a copy paste and that works. Okay, go here, copy, go here, paste. I've always dragged them in before and they worked. Anyhow, we now have some files over here. So now what I need to do is link it to a file. Click here. Link to a current attachment. Notice now I'll do that. Click OK. Okay, let me go back to my page. Where are we? I think I lost it. Let me try again. I apologize. Link to this. Okay. Oh, it's not linking. Oh, you know why? I know why. No, I don't know why. It's not linking to that. It should link to that. I don't know why it's not doing that, and I'm doing it properly. You pick a file, current attachments, corner icon, and you hit OK. It's not putting a link there. Very odd. Something is going wrong. That's how you do it, and it does work, believe me. So rather than play with it, I'm going to go on. Now,
Gene, did you try clicking on? Did you try clicking on it? Like clicking on that object you just created? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And there's no. Yeah, I know what you're trying to do. Like sometimes
it works.
Show the address.
In fact, I did it 4 or 5 times this afternoon. You know, link, and you pick a file, and you hit OK, and it's not doing that. Huh. And it's showing the file. Here. No, it doesn't want to do it. I will, but anyhow, that's how you do it. Right, Dave? I hope. Okay. Anyhow.
Yeah, I've done exactly what you're showing. And
yeah, and I don't know why.
I'm not sure.
Now, also,
I must be missing something.
Yeah, there's, and again, I'm not sure. So I'm going to be honest with you and not try to make up excuses. Another thing that you can do if you want, down here there is a sound thing. You can, if you have, say, if you want to have it play a sound, a song, a story, you can, that you have on your computer, you can embed it by browsing and clicking here, and it will embed it into the program. If you want, you can actually click this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And there it is. You can preview it and you can attach it. And now down here is a very short sound, and it would say 1, 2, 3. You didn't hear that, but I did. Okay, and it does say the sound. So if you want, you can put in a direction or something like that. Okay, now, there are, if you go to the gallery, oh boy, we're running out of time very quickly. We're going to have to do about 6 of these, I think, and a couple more of these. Just want to show you very quickly several things, and you're going to have to do this. Dave and I were talking about this before, because this is the good part. If you go to the gallery, go to the lesson activities, and you will find examples, you will find games, graphics, pages, just clicking, where did I go? Oh boy, I'm trying to click on graphics here. My mouse is that's such a small thing. Borders. All right. What's nice is you can find all sorts of things here, labels and buttons. And then you can open it up down here, and here are buttons that you can use in your shows. If you want, there are games that you can play. Now, if you go down to the lesson activity examples, open that up, they have interactive games, activity builder. There's an activity builder. You can build games. There's objects here. And Dave and I were talking before, there are all kinds of we call them templates, Dave, I guess, that you can fill in and use for however way you want them. You can.
Yeah, so I would do a search for because there's a ton of them, but I would do a search for even just paper, just the word paper. And
you were talking about the paper one.
I can't remember what my.
It's not a game. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see if that comes.
It's more of a background template.
Yeah, that backgrounds. Yeah, there we are.
Backgrounds and yes. So and you can get graph paper too. All of those are great.
Yeah. Let me go to Let me go to a different page here, and then go back to where were we here? Okay, there. And basically, is there anyone? There's
drag any one of those over, and you'll see it'll just become the background of the whole page. So so that looks like a piece of notebook paper.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
But the other interactive ones, like if you type in 100 chart there, maybe your Flash is up to date. But that's a really great one that I've used before. Let's take a look. And so this one won't be in the backgrounds. It'll be in the interactive. No, that's not it. Maybe just type, try the search for chart.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't see it now. It would be under a tab that would say interactive.
Yeah.
At least that's the way it is on mine. Interactive and multimedia. I'm trying to see if I have it.
Well, if you can, I'll tell you what. See if you can find it. In the meantime,
I have it in my own content.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's called 100.
This is the reason why. This is the reason why we're probably going to need some. Hey, sign up for we'll do a summer course and go through this stuff. The one thing I'd like to show you right at the end, there are some other things here. Let me get to a blank page if I can. Some other things. Oh my goodness. We talked about the pictures there, like the computer. If you want to put a picture in, let me go back here to that colored page. And you want to put a picture in real quick. Don't go searching and copying and pasting. You can go down here. Notice it says image search. And I'm going to search. It's hard to see there. Clip art. And it searches for Bing. And it does safety search. Okay. I'm doing a search for a computer. Okay. Picture. And there they go. Now, the only thing in here, I wanted to show you this because this is cool. Drag the picture in. There it is. Okay. Come on now. There it is. Notice now we have a nice picture here, but it has that white background. Okay. I keep changing pictures, don't I? Let me go back here. One of the commands in that tab that I did not show you is a way of getting rid of that. If you click here, there is a thing called Set Image Transparency. If you click this, click all this, click where that white that you don't want, hit OK, and you can get rid of picture, the white around it. Okay, let that. It takes a few seconds for it to come in. Click on here, click here, image transparency. You may have to click it several times. Depending on the picture, you may have to go around to the various white parts, and it will show you. You can bring in pictures. There are other things here. Oh my goodness, we're running out of time that I really, really wanted to show you. If you're here and you're done, there's four little squares up here. Click on those. You can put YouTube videos here. You can build activities. The lesson recorder, I'm hoping it's working. It was not working at all when I tried it. And have you ever tried these small smart bricks, Dave? Oh, maybe Dave's not with us. But the smart bricks are
Sorry, I think, I'm sorry, can you see? No, I just.
The smart bricks.
Go ahead and show where those are.
Let me just go here.
Oh, you know what? I have not tried those.
Those are cool. Basically, let's see if I can get to a page. What you do is, if you go to Smart Bricks, this is addition. You pull this, and it will add two numbers together. You go to...
oh, great.
Let's see if we can do this real quickly. You put a 2 here. You put a 3 here. And basically, what you have to do... I'm going to do this to get a line. Now, this is where the hard part comes in. You have to see it actually will.
Oh, there you go. Look at that.
And again, sometimes you have to yeah, you got to play with it to get that little second line in. It doesn't work. Nah.
Huh.
Yeah. So anyhow, again, I wish I had my little pointer pencil to working with it. But anyhow, it's another little tool just to show you that there's so much built into this program that you can use. And by the way, if you want to go there down at the bottom just to show you, and in most of them, oh, here it is right here. It'll say learn more. It'll give you some directions on every one of these. Hey, oh, this has been too much in 1 hour. I'm, because I wanted to get into the really good stuff. Lastly, very quickly, in here, you can find all kinds of programs and guides and things like that as well by going, I'm trying to find out, yeah, there it is. In the gallery, there is a thing called Smart Exchange. I'm not going there. There we go. That will allow you, again, it has any number of pre-made notebooks. Go in there and take a look at some of those too, okay? And you can download a lot of great stuff and adapt it for use in your classroom. Hey, we've reached 9 o'clock, and I wow. I hope you got a little bit out of this, because it is quite a really good program that can do a lot in your classroom. If you have questions, let me know. Please consider, if you're interested in this, during the summer, we'll try to offer a course, a class, a couple hours. Come in and we'll can take a longer look, a better look at this. And remember that in 1 hour, you will be receiving a little thank you, and I want to thank you too, for attending. Open it up and do the survey. Let me know, what's been good. If there's something that be corrected, that's good too. Hey, and Dave, thank you very much for your help. Next week, Mr. Laurie, please join us. And with that, I'm going to say goodnight to everybody, because it is 9 o'clock. And we hope to see you again soon. Take care, everybody. Good night.